Guys, it's me, Shala360, and this is a chat video. And this is a chat video because I have these Google Hangouts that I do with Alex and Jade, and we have a great time doing these Hangouts. It's just so much fun, and I always tell them we should do a podcast because our chats they give me life, and just thinking about them days later, I'm just like, that would be a great video. So we were having a chat last night, and a couple of different things came up in our chat. One of the things that came up in our chat, we were talking about companies that have groups that are just about over, and we were talking about Secret and about how Secret's pretty much over because Sinhwa, her contract expires in October, and there's been some talk that she may not renew her contract. And then we were also talking about the fact that FX, their contract is coming up, and there's been some talk about may not coming back. Also, just other groups that you don't see very often, you're wondering if they're going to be able to maintain because they don't have a big presence. So we were talking about that last night, and as we were talking about it, I was mentioning to them about the fact that, you know, as a fan, you have to get ready for the end. And it comes across as very pessimistic, and I've even had people tell me in my SHINee videos that I seem like I want SHINee to break up. But this is my thought pattern, and roll with me if you can. When people get into K-pop, the general audience for most K-pop groups when they start is between the ages probably about like maybe 14 and 18, like, you know, middle school, high school kids. So let's follow the life pattern of somebody middle school, high school. If I'm 14 years old and I got into Super Junior when they debuted, Super Junior is now I think 11 years old, I'm guessing, I'm not for sure. They're 11 years old. If I started at 14, I'm now 25 years old. What am I doing with my life? Probably I'm working a full-time job. I'm probably out there dating. I'm probably trying to, you know, provide professional accomplishments. I probably take my time after work to either socialize with my coworkers, go on dates, or maybe, you know, go grocery shopping and take care of my household. The time and the extra money that I have to spend on K-pop and going to concerts and buying merchandise, all this kind of stuff, the older I get, the more that diminishes because the more my regular life concerns take precedence. And so it's a complaint that a lot of us who are fans of older groups have, is that they don't get as much recognition, they don't get as much attention. How come new fans don't pay attention to them? What's the problem? What's the damn deal? But it's because their times have come. I mean, I think it's beautiful that a group like Shinhwa 20 years later has still got a fan base and that they continue to get new fans. I think that's incredible. But it's the exception more than the rule. And it's incredible that groups like Big Bang 10 years later can be as massively popular as they are, because again, that's the exception, not the rule. There's so many groups that have fallen apart when they've gotten to 2 and 3 and 4 years, much less to 10. I mean, it's just super rare that groups make it to 10. And part of it is, you know, people's lives change as fans and they fall out of fandoms because they no longer have room for that in their life. But also for the idols, their life goals change too. A lot of these idols join companies when they're 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. They're young. They haven't really had a chance to go and explore the world as an adult. And they sacrifice a lot of their childhood, teen, puberty years to be able to pursue this dream. Well, at some point, after they've gotten more comfortable in the idol lifestyle, they do start to explore their world and figure out who they are. What kind of grown-up are they? What do they really want? If the whole goal was to become an idol, now that you've met the goal, what's the new goal? You know, and sometimes that goal is having a family. Sometimes that goal is pursuing something else you've always dreamed of doing. Maybe you decide after dealing with Sasang fans and dealing with the stress of being an idol and, you know, constantly being criticized for the way you look and how you speak and how you talk and whether you're being polite or not, or whether you stood the right way or if you answered a question the wrong way. After going through all that, they may decide this is not for them. And if they decide that they don't want to continue on with their group, we have to give them that freedom. We have to give them that room. Because that's what they deserve, because we're allowed to do that. We don't get criticized for not sticking with our favorite groups and not buying everything they do and stuff like that. I mean, there might be a few people that, you know, talk about it, but we don't get the intense amount of scrutiny that these people do when they decide to pursue their life. So I think if you are a fan of an older group, you should kind of keep it in the back of your mind that things can change. People can change. And we need to just be grateful for what we have, because the future is not guaranteed. just like the fan base can move on and go on with their lives, so can our idols. So do our idols. And that's what they deserve. So we need to just give them that space. You know, love them while they're here. And then when they go away, you know, be glad that you had that time with them. Also, in terms of idols and criticism, this is just a dig on myself, because this is something that I found myself doing. And I had to slap myself because it is an internal sexist thing that I did. Minho is with SHINee right now doing their SHINee World 5 concert series in Seoul, and Onu got hurt recently, so you know, I hope you feel better, Onu. But they're still performing their concerts, and right now Minho has changed his hair, and Minho's one of those idols that he keeps a certain kind of look. He normally keeps his hair either black to a chocolate brown, the same style of haircut for the most part, kind of a tapered bowl cut, longer sometimes, shorter sometimes, but pretty much he's always kept the same color, except for the video for View. He was blonde for like half a second, and then he went right back to brown. But now Minho is gray, and I don't care if you say it's blue, I don't care if you say it's silver, it is gray. It is retirement home gray. And I found myself criticizing his hair for not the reason that you think. I mean, yes, the color I did not find very attractive. I thought they could have gone more blue. If they are supposed to be doing an electric blue, go like full-on blue. Or if you're going to go gray, like go a little bit whiter. This in-between color was not really for me. But the criticism I had was the fact that Minho is wearing a hairpiece. And for those of you who are wondering, like, what do you mean? Minho's my bias. So trust me when I say that I study him quite hard. Like, I stare and stare and stare and stare, and because I've stared so hard at Minho for so long, I know what his hairline looks like. Minho's wearing a hairpiece. He's wearing like a toupee, and I was critical of that because I was thinking, why is he wearing a hairpiece? You know, just rock your natural. Why do you feel the need to put on fake hair? What's that about? But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know, when female idols have hair extensions, hair pieces, wigs, I don't feel that same way. I'm kind of like, you know, you do you, girl. That's cute. I like that. That looks good. I might do that with my own hair. Hell, I'm wearing a half wig right now. This is not my hair, guys. This is fake. But I don't have that same criticism for women, but I have that criticism for men. To the point that I was even asking Alex and Jade, I'm like, what other guys wear wigs out there? Because I remember when Rin came back for the Overcome comeback that New East had a while back, and I'm like, those hair extensions look raggedy. I'm critical like that when it comes to men, and it's an internal sexism that I have, and I was very surprised that I was doing that. So it's something that I wanted to acknowledge here, and I wanted to ask you guys if you have those kinds of moments. It's really hard to notice them until somebody calls you out on it, or until like you really shock yourself into realizing that's what you're doing. But yeah, as I was watching Minho, I was looking at these pictures thinking, what a terrible wig he's wearing. But why can't he wear a wig? Why can't he wear a wig? If that makes him feel more confident because he's feeling insecure about his balding hairline, he's entitled to do that. I still feel like he should have picked a different color. Like, I'm not going to let that go. And this is not about sexism. This is purely about aesthetics. I think that they should have either gone totally white or they should have gone totally blue. But this in-between silver fox look he has, I don't like it. I just don't like the color. But yeah, if Minho wants to wear a wig to make him feel better about the fact that he has a receding hairline, why not? You know, we've already gotten to the point where when it comes to idols and plastic surgery, it's a no-brainer. They're going to get their eyes done. They're going to get their chins done. They're going to get their cheeks done. It's just, it is what it is. We no longer are shocked about that. And, you know, your faves get plastic surgery. Let's not all forget what G-Dragon's chin looked like during the Haru Haru era and what his chin looked like during the One-of-a-Kind era. That's an implant, folks. But there's nothing wrong with that. If they do these things to make themselves feel more confident, they're allowed to do that. And they should have that leeway. And it's not for me to criticize. And normally when it comes to women especially, I don't criticize that. Because I know how hard it is to be a woman with a certain kind of a body that society tells you is not right. Because I'm a big girl. I shop only in the plus sizes. If anybody saw me at the SHINee fan meet in Dallas, they could tell you I'm tall and wide. So I have no room to criticize a fellow woman, but I guess I never thought about how much I criticize men on those things. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because, you know, I'm not perfect. we're all a work in progress. We're all learning. We're all developing. And sometimes we start to realize the prejudices that we hold inside of ourselves that we don't really think of all the time. And I'm working on that, guys. I'm working on that. So just thought I'd throw that in there as, you know, shame on me type deal. But anyway, I would love to hear comments from you guys. Let me know down below, and I will talk with you guys later. Bye!